Welcome to Học tiếng Anh với Joseph, where we build vocabulary and practice pronunciation through reading. Today we will read part 1 of The Overcoat by Nicholai Gogol. The Overcoat. In the agency, but it is best not to say in which agency, for nothing is more frustrating than all kinds of agencies, regiments, chancelleries, and, in a word, all kinds of offices. After all, today, every individual considers offenses against their own person to be crimes against society as a whole. Let it be said that some time ago, a complaint was received from a district police chief, I do not remember which city, in which he clearly explains that the imperial decrees are utterly overwhelmed and that the holy name of His Majesty is uttered in vain. And as the most spectacular testimony, he had attached to his statement some romantic work in which at least every 10th page appeared by the district police chief, even in a place quite drunk. So to avoid all the annoyances, it is best to name the agency in question as just one agency. And so, an official served in an agency, although an official who can hardly be said to be significant. He was short, a little cousin, a little red-haired, even a little deaf and bald. He still had wrinkles on both cheekbones, and his face was hemorrhoidally colored. What to do? Such is caused by the climate of St. Petersburg. As for his title, because we have to state the title first of all, he was a so-called eternal counselor who, as is well known, is made scorn and ruin by all haired writers who have that very commendable way of scolding those who cannot defend themselves. The surname of our official was Basmachkin. On the name, the point notes that it is sometimes derived from the word shoe, a play on the name of the said official. The shoe is in Russian bashmak, from bashmashkin. But it is unknown when and in what way it was due to it, for his father as well as his grandfather and wire and all the perfect bashmashkins had walked in boots, changing half-legs only 3 times a year. Its first name was Akaki Akakievich. It might sound a little strange and sought after to the reader, but I can assure you that it was not sought in any way, but that the fact was indeed such that no other name could be given in any way. The course of events was as follows. Akaki Akakievich was born, and let's remember that night, on the 23rd of March. The mother deceased, who was the official's wife and at once a worthy woman, prepared, as it should, to baptize the child. Mom was still lying on her bed opposite the door. To her right stood a godfather, Mr. Ivan Ivanovich Zheroskin, who served as head of the department in the Senate, and godmother, the wife of a rare kind-hearted police officer, Arina Semyonovna Bjelopristkova. The mother was given a choice of 3 preferred names: Makija, Sasia, or if these were not valid, the child would be baptized into the nickname of the martyr Hadassah. No, Inch deceased. Names are also weird. To make up for him, the godparents opened the calendar from another place and found 3 names again: Tifili, Dula, and Varadhasi. Johan is weird now, crochet Yuko. What are all those names like? I really haven't heard any of them in my age. I wish I was even Vadat or Varu, but Tilili and Varahasi. The leaves were still translated, and Vapsikahi and Vatisi were found. Well, I already noticed that he has bad luck, crocheted Yuko. It is best to name a child after his father, and the father was Akaki, so let the son be Akaki. Thus, the child was named Akaki Akakievich. He was baptized, at which point he wept bitterly and twisted his face to look as cruel as if he had previously anticipated becoming a name counselor. And so it all happened. We have presented all this only so that the reader could see for himself that everything happened out of necessity and that no other name could be given. No one could remember when Akaki Akakievich had come to the office and who had delivered him there. No matter how the officers and other chiefs had changed, he had always been seen sitting still in the same position and holding the same transcript position, so that in the end it was thought that he was already born into the world as a ready-made official, wearing a uniform and a bald place on his head. The agency did not pay any attention to him. Not only did the janitors not stand up when he arrived, but they didn't even look at him, as if only a fly had flown through the hole. The chief somehow treated him coldly. Whoever the assistant to the department head just put a paper directly under his nose without even saying. The young officers ruined him as much as their clerical sense allowed, and told next to him the things they had made about him. Said he was beating his mistress, an old 70-year-old ilk, asked when they were going to celebrate the wedding, even gathering even small pieces of paper on him, calling them snow. But Akaki Akakievich did not intervene in all this game with a single word, was only in his own circumstances, as if there were no one around him. And this teasing did not even interfere with his work. In the midst of that commotion, he didn't make a single typo. And only sometime when that bearish play became completely unbearable, when they pushed him in the arm, preventing him from writing, then he quietly shouted, "Leave me alone. Why are you tempting me?" And something strange was contained in these words and the tone of voice with which they were uttered. There was such a sorrow in them that a young man who had just been appointed to his office and who, following the example of others, was about to begin to tease him, suddenly reversed his intention when he heard those words, as if something had touched him. And after that lot, it seemed to him as if everything had changed in his eyes, as if he could see everything in a new light. Some incomprehensible feeling weaned him from his comrades, whom he had met in the thought they were decent, civilized people. And even long after this event, in the midst of his hottest moment, a picture of a little official appeared in front of him, crocheting in a penetrating voice, "Leave me alone! Why are you bothering me?" And these piercing words were followed by others. "I am your brother." And that young man covered his face in his hand. And then throughout his life, he was horrified many times to see how much is inhumane in humans, how much cruelty and brutality lies beneath the sophisticated and civilized outer shell. Even God, even in those people. So right now we will go back to the beginning, right? And take a look at some of the words so we can practice the vocabulary. Agency, tác dụng, môi giới trung gian, đại lý, phân điểm, chi nhánh, cơ quan, sở, hãng thông tấn. In this case, trong trường hợp này, nó là cơ quan. In the agency, trong cơ quan. Regiments, regiment chancelleries. Regiment là một trung đoàn, hoặc là một đoàn, một lũ, một bầy. In this case, trong trường hợp này, nó là một cái đoàn. Chancelleries ở bên nước Áo và nước Đức. Chữ chancellery có nghĩa là phủ thủ tướng. Chancellor là thủ tướng. Imperial, imperial có nghĩa là hoàng đế, đế quốc, toàn quyền, uy nghi, oai vệ, tráng lệ, nguy nga. Hoặc là bên Anh Quốc, nó là một hệ thống đo lường, gọi là imperial system. Decrees là sắc lệnh, chiếu, chỉ. Imperial decree là sắc lệnh của hoàng đế. Annoyance, sự làm quấy rầy, quấy nhiễu, làm phiền, làm người khác khó chịu. Significant, significant là quan trọng, đáng chú ý, có ý nghĩa. Who can hardly be said to be significant. Người đó không có thể nói là quan trọng, không được coi là quan trọng. Hemorrhoidally, hemorrhoid là bị trĩ. So, and his face was hemorrhoidally colored. Cái màu, màu trĩ thì màu đỏ, right? Commendable, commendable, đáng khen ngợi, đáng tán dương, đáng tuyên dương. Very commendable, very commendable way. Cái chữ này là kiểu cách. Scolding, scolding có nghĩa là rầy la, trách mắng, gắt gỏng, khó chịu với người nào gọi là scold, la rầy. La rầy those who cannot defend themselves, la rầy những người không có thể đề kháng được. Transcript, transcript có nghĩa là bản sao chép lại hoặc là bản dịch. Khi đi học ra trường sẽ có một bản transcript. Janitors, janitor là người gác cổng, người làm vệ sinh, dọn dẹp trong trường học và những nơi công cộng. He was horrified. He was horrified means ông ta khiếp sợ, kinh tởm, khó chịu. Perpetual, well, this one is going to be in the next section. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in section 2. Bye for now.